who am I? Are you sure you want to know? Let me tell you, my story is not for the faint of heart. If someone told you this was just an ordinary movie, just an average, ordinary guy, somebody lied. This film is a masterpiece, and that is why I have an original poster from 2002, which has the Twin Towers in his eyes because they didn't edit it out. I can't believe I found this at a yard sale, by the way. And yes, we are reviewing one of the best Marvel movies ever, Spider-Man, which I have on DVD somewhere on this shelf, but I'm not taking it out right now. Let's get into it, because this story is not for the faint of heart. I'm not lying when I say that Spider-Man is a part of one of the best trilogies of all time. This film is one of the most important superhero films ever made for me and the media in general. It's a masterpiece, despite its flaws. It's still a masterpiece. It's true to say that Spider-Man peaked right here. Not with this film in particular, but the second one, but you know, the whole trilogy. Why is this film so fucking good? Let's find out. Making a film about Spider-Man is something that people wanted to do for a long time. He's Marvel's most popular character for a reason. But it took till 2002 for him to hit the big screens in a Hollywood production. This was after big names like James Cameron wanting to make a film about him, but that ended up failing because of shitty studio shit and weird legal right. Let's not get into that. Sony, under their film distribution, Columbia, or whatever the hell this bitch is, was able to finally get some film rights. Actually, they were going to get the film rights to every Marvel character, but they said, fuck that, we just want Spider-Man, which they ended up regretting, but they still love their Spider-Man shit. It's the only movies they make that make money. And with the director from the Evil Dead movies, Sam Raimi, we've got a very unique take on the character. Compared to the previous movie installments, Spider-Man has the same origin of the character while updating it for modern time. Modern times being 2002, which is when I was 2 years old, so it's like 20 years old, but hey, it was modern! Unlike other films, they weren't afraid to give an accurate adaptation of Spider-Man's costume. Let's look at this bitch, by the way. Look at this beautiful costume. This is literally my favorite comic book costume adaptation of all time, and I'm not joking about that. They decided, like, what if Spider-Man was just a real character? We're not gonna fuck his character up. The classic red and blue is there. He's got the web, the spider symbol, his eyes. Everything is there. But they changed just a little bits of things just to make it look more cinematic and work with the CGI. Because they wanted it to mix so it looks real in the movie. So they added this 3D webbed look with silver webs, and it looks so sleek. And the eye design and just the color of the red and the blue. It's like the comic comes to life, but just 3D in a way. It's so fucking good. You can guarantee that I use this costume 24/7 in the Spider-Man PS4 and PS5 games. It is that fucking good. Of all the costumes I had to choose from, I choose this costume because look at that beauty! Look at that shine! They literally nailed the costume from the get-go. Green Goblin cannot be the same though. That one's a little iffy. So Green Goblin looks like this in the comics, which looks fine, but how are you going to translate that to live action? His mask kind of moves, but it's a mask, so yeah, that'd be kind of weird, so they were going to go with this. This was the prototype mask they were working on that was animatronic, but for a multitude of reasons they decided not to use it, even though it looks really cool in action, but oh well. Like I say, one of the reasons why it was very expensive, and two, it was scary for kids, but you know, I was still scared by this movie either way as a kid. I was a pussy. Instead, they went for this kind of goofy Power Rangers-esque costume that I kind of like. I even have a little figure of this guy, believe it or not. He's hanging above me right now, just like posing. But yeah, other than this costume looking a little goofy, you know, not the greatest. It's still a classic portrayal of a villain. Classic villain. He's played by Willem Dafoe, who gives an excellent performance as a slimy businessman who's also a split personality between a weird goblin guy who just eats up every scene he's in the best way possible. He does everything you want a campy villain to do. He crawls to his mask on the floor. He scares old women in apartments and makes them finish their prayers. He pretends to be little girls inside of a fiery building just to scare the shit out of me. No, seriously, this scene made me shit my pants multiple times as a kid. Not literally shit my pants, but it scared me.
It's you who's out, Gobby. Out of your mind.
Oh. I love during the traumatic ending where he's dying. For some reason, he's like, what if we added O to his death? I don't know why that cracks me up. The rest of the scenes look really great, but then you have this random O. Also, his costume is kind of ridiculous, seeing as the actor can do shit like this with his face. Like, look at that. That's more Goblin-esque than the actual mask is. Holy shit. Also, literally, other casting decision is great. Tobey Maguire is best Spider-Man, and I don't want to hear anyone say, "Oh, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland, fuck you, they're British, they're not even American." And this Spider-Man's fucking American. Look at that, he's flying next to the flag. Actually, America kind of sucks. I live in it, so I know it sucks.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
He's a nerd who's socially awkward. He wants to bang the hot girl who has dressed up like Gwen Stacy, even though she's Mary Jane. I don't know why they did that, but whatever. Everyone hates him. He's me. He literally is me. No one likes me, seriously. And he's not afraid to cry. Real men cry. I don't know why people make fun of him for crying. He has a realistic crying face. I guess that's funny. He's not doing a Hollywood cry, because he's doing one here, but you know what? He has emotion. He knows what it's like to be a true man. He knows what to sacrifice.
You know how much I sacrificed?
There's just this one shot where he just looks at the costume image, and he's like, yeah, I know what I have to do.
Power comes great responsibility.
This film isn't afraid of Spider-Man's origins, it embraces it. With great power comes great responsibility. He ignored it at first, but now he knows what he has to do. Just like the comics, he was just a bullied nerd who didn't really get much in the way of anything. And when he gets a taste of power, he decides to use it for his own gain rather than doing anything justifiable with it. All this for get money for a car, just to impress a girl. What a poser. All this to say, you really feel the urge of actually wanting to fight crime in this. This character has urgency to do so. He was going to just blow it all away for just basic money. And you know what? He didn't even get the money. The ad said 1,000, but he only got 100.
I need that money.
Much like the character of Spider-Man, things don't go his way at all. He has to deal with villains who are fucking sociopaths and try to fuck with him mentally rather than just physically. And while it's not really delved into as much in this film as in the second movie, he struggles with classes and our job shit. Because of course he does. He's an average guy, down-your-luck nerd who got powers that he doesn't know what to do with. But to avoid anyone going through the same situation he did with his Uncle Ben, he fights crime just because he feels like he has to. It's fucking beautiful. It translates so fucking perfectly. I love this film! This film has everything you want. It's got Macy Gray, the hip-hop singer who totally didn't fall off after this film. It's got Dr. Pepper advertisements, though I can't really blame them, because Dr. Pepper is pretty tasty. Also, look at the webs in the wall. Yeah, even the background design has great detail. There's web painting patterns on the wall. Also, if you look for this scene very carefully, you can see that he actually has web shooters a little bit. I'm not joking about that. If you look closely, you can see that he actually has web shooters. A little controversially, this version of the character does not make web shooters. You know, he probably could have. In fact, in the original script, he was, as I mentioned, that he was originally going to have web shooters. But the studio forced that he has to have organic webs, which actually end up happening in the comics after this, just for a short time. I kind of like the organic webs because it kind of makes sense. It's Spider's most known powers, but at the same time, it kind of gets rid of his genius. It doesn't really matter that much, though. Look, he rocks on. Also, the scene before this, where he discovers he can climb up walls, is one of the most memorable scenes as a kid. I always thought if I looked close at my thumb, I could see these little hairs coming out. I like that little detail. It's a little horror detail that I love. And the music as he starts to climb up the wall. I thought if I focus hard enough, I can climb up a brick wall as well. I was a fucking stupid ass kid if you couldn't tell. Yeah, that brings me to the score. The score is fucking fantastic!
Fantastic.
This is kind of ruined for the next shot where you can see his CGI double. It's like fucking Woody from Toy Story. For the most part, they hide the CGI well, even though it's kind of obvious. It is early 2000s CGI, so you can get away with it, but sometimes the shots don't look too good. It was really only for this film. The next two films have fucking fantastic visuals. And holy crap, there's so much more things I gotta talk about this film that are just good. Uncle Ben and Aunt May are straight out of the comics. They're just well adapted, they're just likable, and you can understand how they grew Peter up from a kid. I didn't even say that right, but I'm so flabbergasted. There's a scene where Mary Jane has a see-through wet shirt without her bra on. And this woke up sexual feelings for me when I was a kid. It's the first time I ever got a boner, I think. She's hot as shit, I can't help it. And then they do this kiss scene that's iconic. They even reference it in Shrek 2. You know you're a good movie when you get referenced in Shrek 2. And this is romantic, right? Well, apparently it was a terrible thing to film because it's fucking raining and the water was getting everywhere up the side his nose and shit. But whatever. It made for a great scene. Though she is cheating on Harry Osborn, but fuck Harry. I also like the relationship between the Peter and Mary Jane in this movie. It's organic. They don't even get together, really. They were going to at the end, but he's like, fuck that, I have responsibility, bitch. But they have great chemistry, and Mary Jane gets flagged on too much. She doesn't do anything bad. Well, not in this movie, at least. That's some of the criticisms from the next two films, but whatever. The chemistry's so good, they end up dating in real life, which happened with the next Spider-Man actor, and the next one. Holy shit, what is this, a fucking trend? Oh, I didn't even mention the Thanksgiving scene. That scene's fantastic. Oh, actually, someone already did a deep dive video into the Thanksgiving video. Go watch that for that more information on that. But he's like hanging upside down, trying to hide, and oh, the blood splatters. Like, holy shit. Then he's like hiding underneath the balcony. It's fucking so good. He had to be an old lady with a stick to get these cranberries. Oh, fuck, I forgot to mention about J.K. Simmons and J. Jonah Jameson. How perfect a casting is it? Their names both start with J. He's not in this movie that often compared to the second and third movie, but they realized how good he was later that they cast him more.
Commander has spoken. In print, it's libel. I trust my barber.
This role is so good that he ended up becoming a big star afterwards while voicing a lot of characters. After voicing the Yellow M&M and doing this, yeah, he's the voice of the fucking Yellow M&M. Can you imagine that? Yeah, I can, because it's actually real. There's nothing else really to say about this character, just great. Seeing as they wasn't really aware there's going to be a sequel or not, they decided to do the most famous Spider-Man stories, but not really. Which is the day Gwen Stacy died on the Brooklyn Bridge where Green Goblin's causing trouble, but they added a little bit more twist to it. This time, instead of just dragging one love interest and other shit, he decides to drag up little kids because he's a fucking menace. Green Goblin's fucked up. He likes to prove Spider-Man's a fool for trying to be a hero and stopping him by fucking multiple people fucking die just for his fucking test. I fucking love it. But Spider-Man gets help from the least likely people ever. The stereotypical New Yorkers.
You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us!
Alright, this scene is fucking goofy as hell, actually. Those New Yorkers is kind of stupid, but it's just there because this came after 9/11, and they're like, we gotta have an American scene, and yeah, that's why. It's stupid, but whatever. But yeah, this scene really has everything. It even has the scene where Green Goblin drags Spider-Man by a rope. Like, wow, they really got into detail there. It is clear the filmmakers and Sam Raimi just loved this character. They put every little detail they could of this one film, every main thing they could for this one area, and it's fucking fantastic. They even have the classic, that will soon be a classic, Spider-Man's face being half damaged, we can see his face partially. Here he doesn't take his mask off, but we see part of his face, it's fucking great! And then Green Goblin seems to have the upper hand, but then he's like, fuck you, I'm gonna fuck up your girlfriend after this, and he's like, he gets really pissed off afterwards. He almost fucking dies, but they're fighting back, and it's fucking great. I love it. I love that half-damaged mask. It's such a great way of doing that, rather than just having his mask pull off for no fucking reason. He's literally damaged so you can see his face. Love it. They really got everything detailed down. He's like, I'm like a father. But he's like, fuck you, I had a father. His name is Ben Parker. Referenced it earlier, he says, he's not my father, but now he said he is a father. Great. Fantastic. But then he gets killed by his own glider. Oh. Which is ripped straight out of the comics. Can't believe they even did that. So good. Harry thinks that Spider-Man killed his father, even though he didn't. Yeah, I didn't mention Harry, he's not really that important character. Whatever, fuck him. Setting up for a possible sequel, and there you go, the end. Spider-Man really didn't win that much. His best friend's dad died, he doesn't get with a girlfriend, and his uncle's still dead. But it doesn't matter, because who he is Spider-Man! And he gets to swing around the city all day for fun. Which you could do that, you probably would get sick, I'd probably get sick too. But that ends one of the best superhero movies of all time. Where's it going on the tier list? You already know where it's fucking going. You see that? How there's like a gap between shit here? You see how there's S, A, B, C? C is 7 out of 10, B's 8 out of 10, A's 9 out of 10, S is 10 out of 10. You see how all the other movies are like below that? Yeah, Spider-Man's up in S tier, and don't tell me the Amazing Spider was better because Andrew quipped. Fuck you, Peter quipped too. He quipped against Bonesaw. Forgot to mention Bonesaw, played by Randy Savage. Like, come on! The Human Spider! Oh, fuck. This movie, I can go on forever, so I'm gonna end it here. Thank you for watching, and stay next time. The next film we'll be doing in the Marvel Universe is Daredevil, so stay tuned for that. But anyway, watch Spider-Man, it's amazing. A hero will save us, and it's Spider-Man. See you then.